without wasting much of the time, I would request Mahesh to start the lecture. Only thing is that we have started generating good amount of donation for the purpose of the which we was thinking of for the frontline workers such as doctors and nurses. We are planning to buy and donate PPE kits and masks to the policemen. So we have started generating good amount of donation, and we and in the first phase we are planning to donate 300 PPE kits and some 2,000 masks to uh, police and some medicine to hospitals. So this work we have started with the help of Mahesh and Sunil Kuslani ji. I once again appeal here to all of you to please contribute for this noble cause. And with this, I request Mahesh to take charge. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dinesh ji. May I request Sujoy Mehta to introduce our today's speaker. Sujoy, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Conway. Our today's speaker is Jatin Chheda. Jatin Chheda is a practicing CA. He is a founder partner of Chheda and Punacher. He's been an invited member of GSTPM for 16-17 and 17-18. He is also managing committee member of GSTPM for the year 18-19 and 19-20. He has delivered various lectures on indirect tax in various forums. He also does training on direct and indirect tax to various corporates. With this brief introduction, I request Jatin Chheda to start the lecture. Thank you.
Before starting, I am going to mute every participants. After 60 minutes or so, we will open for question answers. Your queries if you are having, you just share in your chat. There will be disturbance and whatever we are doing at home. So background music is coming and that will be affecting the speakers. So I am muting everybody. So kindly, and speaker, you just unmute yourself. Okay.
So thank you, Mahesh, Sunil, and President of GSTPM, Dinesh Tambre, for giving me the opportunity to present my thoughts and my knowledge on the GST returns. So before we start, just take you the thing is that how the presentation will go ahead. So we will start with the first definitions, then the type of returns to the various assessees or dealers. Then we will discuss the format of a GSTR 3B and 1 with a stretch. And if time permits, then we can go with the online presentations, how to fill up in the online and everything. So with this, I'm starting with the definitions. So the returns has been defined in the sections 37, 38 and 39 of a CGST Act. So we're starting with the section 37, which says that every registered dealer or every registered person other than the input service distributor, ISD, a non-residential taxable person and person paying tax under the provision of the section 10, which is a composite, or section 51 or 52, which is the dealer is liable to deduct TDS or collecting a TCS, self-furnish electronically in such a form and a manner as may be prescribed. The detail of outward supply of the goods or a service or the both effecting during the tax period on or before 10th day. Now it is the 11th of the month succeeding the said tax period, and such details shall be communicated to the recipients of the said supply with the such time and such a manner. Section 37 give us the filing advice to file a return in the form GSTR 1. Section 38 gives a guidance for filing GSTR 2, and 39 is for the GSTR 3. Now 3B. So next is section rules. Rules 59, which guide us every registered person other than person referred to in section 14 of IGST Act required to furnish the detailed outward supply or both under the section 37 shall furnish such a detailed form in GST 1 electronically through the common portal either directly or through the facility center notified by the commissioner. And whatever the details has been taken is the detail of outward supply of goods and service both furnished in GST 1 shall include the invoice wise detail, interstate, intrastate supply, intrastate supply with invoice value more than 2.5 lakh made to the unregistered person, consolidated details of all interstate supply made to unregistered person, state-wise interstate supply, debit note, credit note, and so on. So if this I have to summarize in the flow chart, so how we can summarize this way? So section 37 defines as the outward supply and rules 59 defined as the returns. So we said that this is a supplier other than input service distributor, non-resident, composite scheme under section 10, tax deductor under section 51, tax collector under section 52. Has to file GSTR 1 outward supply within the period of 10 days from the end of the tax period. So what the GSTR 1 should consist of? So it has to be consist invoice wise detail, which is intra and interstate supply to registered person B2B, interstate supply to unregistered person value more than 2.5 lakh, then debit note and credit note issued during the month of invoice issued previously, then consolidated details of the intrastate supply to unregistered person and interstate supply to unregistered person value up to more than 2.5 lakh, or sorry, less than 2.5 lakh. And any rectification or omission or error if done anything in previously filed GST 1, so that we can have to summarize in GST 1. So basically GST 1 consists of these details. So we in detail will go and study the how to fill up the GST 1 and what the detail and where it will come. So the next, so type of returns. So for the supplier other than ISD and this, they have to file GST 1 as per the section 37. GST 2 detail of inward supply of goods and service as per section 38. And GST 3 return summarize of details GST 1 and GST 2 as per section 39. The GST 2 and GST 3 has been suspended, and through the notification 10/2017 dated 20/2017, the GST 3B has been introduced, where we have to summarize the GST 1 and GST 2 as per section 39. GST 2 and GST 3 has been suspended through press note and GST Council meeting, 23rd GST Council meeting. So now there are other type of supplier also who are required to file the returns. So supplier registered under section 10, which is the composite supplier, has to file the CMP 08, which is the payment of tax, and the GST 4, which has been notified through the notification number 21/2019 dated April 23, 2019. So CMP 08 is has to make a payment as a self-assess payment quarterly on before 18th of the month succeeding of such quarters. And GST 4 has to file annually on or before 30th of April after the end of the relevant financial year. Suppose that supplier who is a non-resident taxpayer has to file GST 5 earlier on or before the 20th of the next month or within the 7 days from the expiry of the validity of a registration, whichever is come first. A person covered under the ISD registered under an input service distributor has to file GSTR 6 on or before 13th of the next month. Registered person who is liable to deduct the tax at source under section 51 has to file the return of a GSTR 7. The date of filing return is on or before 10th of the next month. Same way, person liable to collect the tax at the source, TCS under section 52, has to file GSTR 8 on or before 10th of the next month. There is other returns which I have not covered over here, the GSTR 9, which are the annual returns, which we have to file on or before 31st December after the end of the financial year. And the GSTR 10, which is the final return, which has to be filed within a month after the date of cancellation of order has been received, which I have not covered over here in my slide. So this type of the returns we have, the person who is registered has to be filed. Now we go with the format of a GSTR 3B. So GSTR 3B format has been defined under the rule 61.5. It has 4 tables. We can discuss each and everything. So first of all is 3.1, where we have to give the details of outward supply and input supply, which are liable to reverse charge. So the discuss over here, the taxable supply made by the registered person or made by registered person to inward, intrastate and interstate, has to be disclosed over here. And any supply made to SEZ or export with or without payment of tax has to be come under the 3.1.b, which is outward taxable supply, 0 rated. Any supply of exempt or nil rated has to be given in the 3.1.6. Any supply which are any supply or received inward supply are liable to RCM has to be disclosed in 3.1.d. It will include all our GTA, sponsorship, import of service, etc. Any non-GST outward supply like petrol, electricity, along with you have supplied taxable, that has to be declared in the GSTR 3B in point 3.1.e. has to be informed over here. In 3.2 supplies, any supply which we have declared in 3.1.a to unregistered person or composite supply or any UN holder interstate, which we have to declare over here 3.2. We have details. Right now, as per my knowledge, no one is filling this detail. Majority of the practitioner are not filling the details over here because we don't have the full details of our client. Fourth table, where we have to give the details of ITC, inward supplies, any goods which we have imported, we have to report over here through a through custom papers, where the custom officer charge the IGST. This bill, from the bill of entry we get the figure of the IGST. Any services which we have imported like hosting or something like that, on this we have to pay the taxes on the reverse charge basis, which we have to declare in 3.1.d and take a credit over here in 4.a2. Any other tax paid on RCM apart from import of goods or import of service has to be declared in the 4.a3 RCM any credit available through the IST, which we have filed written through the GSTR 6. That credit will come over here in inward supplied from the input service distributor. Apart from all above four, any other credit are there which we have to declare in 4.A for 5 input tax credit. I think so the invoice lecture has been taken, so we have to take care of the invoice as per the section 31. All the criteria has to be fulfilled for the taking the credit of the GST. Sorry. Any ITC which we have taken, and we have to reverse ITC as per the rule 42, which is said that any supply includes the exempt supply or the exempt supply and taxable supply, then common ITC has to be reversed as per section 42, and the capital goods as per section 43. That has to be reversed in ITC services B 4B1. Apart from the rule 42 and 43, any ITC which we have to reverse has to be mentioned in the 4.B2, such as per the rule 37 and 39, which is for the 180 days payment. And any ITC which are ineligible as per the section 17.5, which such as like a restaurant bill, any composite or composite supply works contract credit which we cannot take, has to be reversed, and as per section 17.5. There may be some question arise in the mind of the participant that whichever the credit we have to reverse, whether we have to mention in the ITC or not. So we have to mention the ITC in 5, all the other ITCs, and then we have to reverse it over here. Then any value of supply or exempt or nil rated has been made, then we have to write it down in GSTR 3B column 5. And the 6.1 is a table where we have to give a detail of a tax payment, a tax liability outward supply, which is come through the 3.1, 1 and 2, ITC from the table number 4, and balance anything is there, we have to pay through the cash ledger, and any TDS and TCS detail will be auto populated over here. So this was the format of GSTR 3B. Now we move to the format of a GSTR 1. So I have not given the table 1, 2, 3, where we have to mention the name of the dealer, period, and the GST number. So we have gone to the table 4, which is said that which asks the details of the taxable supply made to registered person, including UIN holder and others. So it asks in 4.A, any supply made to supply dealer B2B, inter or intra, has to be given detail over here in the format GST number, invoice details such as number, rate, date and value, rate, taxable supply, and the tax payable on that thing, and the place of supply. 4.B, attract supply made to attracting RCM. So here the supplier, a dealer who is supplying a taxable goods which are liable under the RCM, such as like I am a registered person who is supplying the goods under the GTA and also give a truck on leasing. So I am a registered person. So any invoices raised of a leasing on B2B, I have to mention in the 4.A, and any invoices which I have raised for the GTA like good transport, which are liable to RCM, where other service recipient has to pay the taxes, has to be mentioned in 4.B. And Rest is like 4.C, where any supply made through e-commerce operating. So any supply made through the Amazon, Flipkart has to be given details over here, operator wise. So these details will give the government from whom we have to collect the taxes as under the RCM and the under the TCS. While filing the online, there is a other information also asking in table 4, supply made in 6B and 6C, which will cover in next slide. Now, in table 5, we have to give the details of invoices. Invoice wise details of a supply made to unregistered person, value more than 2.5 lakhs. The details are the same, only the difference is instead of a GST number, we have to write down the place of supply. Any supply made to the interstate supply to unregistered person more than 2.5 value. Have to give the details over here in 5.A. And any supply made through the e-commerce operator has to be given details in 5B, value attracting more than 2.5 lakhs. Table 6 attracts a zero rated supply and deem export. Here we have to give the details of the any export or any supply made to the SEZ and 6A. Invoice wise details, shipping bill and the taxes on payable on that thing. And table online, we have filing the online returns. In table 4, we have to give the details of a 6B and 6C, which is attract supply made to SEZ or SEZ developer and DIM exporter, which we have to give in the online table number 4. In table number 7, we have to give detail of a taxable supply, net of debit and credit note to unregistered person other than supply covered in table 5, which is more than 2.5 lakhs invoice wise. Have to be given in table number 7, 7A. We have to write down the consolidated rate wise. Here we have to give state and rate wise details of the goods, netting of a debit and credit note. In 7.A2, we have to give the any supply made to the unregistered person through e-commerce operator and interstate supply value up to 2.5 lakhs. Same way. In table 8, we have to give the details of any supply made of exempt supply, nil rated or non-GST supply through interstate, intrastate, registered person, unregistered person. Separately, we have to mention the details over here. In table 9, any amendment we have to make, including debit note and credit note, has to be given detail in table 9. All the sales invoices which we have covered in table 4, which is B2B supply, table 5, which is interstate supply more than 2.5 lakh value invoice wise, table 6, which is export supply made to the SEZ developer and DIM export. Any invoices which we have to amend through debit note or credit note has to be given details in GS table number 9 of a GSTN 1. The detail they are asking is a GSTN number, invoice date of original, revised detail or debit note or credit note details, shipping bills and value and other rates and taxes, such as like that. In table 10, amendment to taxable outward supply to unregistered person, which we have filed in the table number 7, which is unregistered person value up to 2.5 lakh. If any amendment is there, we can do the amendment through table number 10. So now the person or participant will have a question, which type of amendment will be there? Because in table number 7, we have to give net of the effect of a debit note and credit note. So here the any amendment is such as like a person in the month of October, a person was a B2B, B2C, and we have given the detail in a B2C. Before the filing the month of return of November, that person has given his GST number and requested us to amend his all entire bill which we have supplied, provided he was registered at that time also. So in that case, we have to amend B2C supply. We have to reduce from B2C and add it into the B2B supply. So that reduction has to be happen through table number 10. The detail they are asking rate wise, taxable amount, net and tax thereon. The supply is detail asking is the same thing. Interstate supply rate wise, supply made through the e-commerce, interstate supply value up to 2.5 lakhs directly and through the e-commerce portal. Table number 11 is asking a detail of any advance received on which tax is liable to pay. In before October 2017, all the dealers who have received the advances on the goods and services are liable to pay the GST. Post October 2017, only the service industries who are providing taxable service in the services are liable to make a payment on advances. So entire the advances detail we have to give in the table number 11. They are asking the rate at which rate you have supplied, gross amount which we have received, place of supply, and the tax thereon, and any like interstate supply and intrastate supply. And over here also we have to give the details, any advance which we have received previously, and the invoice has been raised in the current month, which has been included in table number 4, 5, or 7 or 6. So then we have to inform over here so that our output tax liability will reduce accordingly. Table 12 is asking HSN wise summary of outward supply. So previously the press release and the act was saying that up to 1.5 crore dealer has to give a description. The HSN was optional. From the 1.5 to 5 crores, all the dealer has to give 2 digit of HSN, and above 5 crores, 4 digit of HSN. But as you are aware that while filing the GST 9, we require to have a detail of HSN, 8 digit of HSN details in the case of the goods, and 6 digit of HSN in the case of the services. So here my request will be that we should advise our client to write down the HSN, though it is an optional for a below 1.5 turnover, but it will require at the time of a GST 9. So it will save us our compliance time while preparing a GST 9. And the last details what we have to fill up in the document 13 is the series of a document which we have issued during the month, such as invoice outward supply, self-invoicing raise for inward supply RCM, any revised debit note, credit note, receipt voucher which has been given for the advance received, any payment voucher for the any advance made or advance refund, delivery challan, refund voucher, etc. So the convener, is it okay if I go to the live demo if or it is okay?
Go na live good demo better na.
Okay. One sec.
3B is there na. It is done.
Sorry, 3B has been done. GeoStar 1 has been also done. So
हाँ तो
now we
live
are
ले लो
just
ना. Anything
we are
pending, any query is there, so you just will take the query in between.
okay, fine, not an issue.
Okay. They take live.
Yeah, I've stopped my sharing of a screen for few minutes.
Okay.
So I will come back once I will make an arrangement of a live thing.
Okay. Yeah. In between, just I would like to discuss with all of you.
About that?
Yeah, we can unmute all. I'm unmuting all so that we will have discussion. One thing is there, since this series is going on, 7 lectures are there. I feel that we will add some of the lectures with the permission of our committee, returns, these things. And before that, I would like to add 1 or 2 lectures where some disturbance are there, please.
I request Mahesh kindly mute everyone and who wants to speak, they can unmute
Hello.
themselves.
Yeah, Mahesh, that is better.
Okay. सुनील जी आप भी अनम्यूट करो.
हाँ बोलिए.
Till and once Jatin bhai you are ready, please let me know. I'm just taking time till you complete your the work which is on online. What is you are going to? That will be a very good for everybody to know it. What actually how to do it live. Before that, how will some of the participant has raised that how to manage the data and how to even I feel that managing our data from remote access and some cloud computing and cloud recording, cloud accessing, what will be the cost if any firewall is required or any lease line is required, what will be the cost, server management, how to do that, because see, up to 1 month we have managed our office anyhow because the due dates also have extended, and even if you are ready, our client may not be ready with the record or data with them. But now, as and when time goes past, then it will be very tough for us to manage the work which is there with us. So for that, we'll have to make some arrangement in such a way that we can, many of us can arrange their office in a such a way that some of the staff will be working from home. They need not have to travel because traveling by train or bus or any public vehicles, there will be issue definitely will be there.
Huge risk will be there.
Huge risk will be there. So
Yeah.
how will we manage? So I will bring some one or two experts who are dealing in cloud computing. So we will have the interactive session. He will give brief of his lecture within say half an hour. Then whatever our queries and difficulties are there, we will have that expert. Although it may not come under the GST purview, but to run the show and to run the office, this is a infrastructure and technicality which is required to be there. So we may add 1 or 2 lectures and the series will be completed. As Sunilji has rightly pointed out, that since it is going to be extended or anyway we are having time with us, 3rd of May definitely is there. So whatever important topics you feel that it is required to be taken in the chat, you just mention some of the topics which you feel that if it will be there, then it will be beneficial. So we will add that and we'll work out once again with our I think Jatin bhai has ready. So we'll continue
No, you
the
can complete
discussion
your
later
thing.
on.
You can
Mahesh,
complete.
Mahesh, before
Yes, sir.
I forget,
Yes.
I just want to put it.
Yeah.
We have our IT committee also.
Yeah.
Sejal and Hiral. तो instead of dividing means दो lecture रखें, एक अच्छा lecture रखें भाई, then the peoples are also, you get more peoples on the screen and they enjoy the proper knowledge also. So I would suggest we should make some arrangements with IT committee and coaching class or intensive, that we should bring the peoples who are well recognized in their field. तो
Yes, yes.
हाँ, तो उसमें क्या होगा कि पीपल्स व्हेन मोर पीपल्स आर लॉगिंग ना, जब स्पीकर बात करता है तो उसको अच्छा लगता है कि 500 आदमी आए हैं, 600 आदमी आए हैं, तो वो एक we can think of that. Anyway, I don't want to.
And only timing.
We'll offline. We'll talk about that. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. This is only thing
Jatin
that the
bhai,
time.
it's your.
Yeah. Continue, Jatin bhai, please.
Okay. Till time I was the fast, or is it okay, or everyone has been understood the whatever I have
It's
spoken?
correct. The speed is correct. Yeah.
The speed was correct.
It is okay. Yeah. Because you have to take live also, na. That is.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
So
please.
this is the dashboard of the when we have logged in to the GST portal account. So this is the dashboard where we have get the information of return dashboard, new return, create challan, order, annual return, and dashboard. So from here we are going to the return dashboard. There is a net problem, I think so. So kindly bear with me. Okay. So here the returns. So here by default it will come the previous month date. So the March right now. So when clicking the search button, it will give us the detail over here, details of outward supply in GSTA 1, auto draft GSTA 2A, monthly return of 3B, comparison of ITC liability and declare ITC claim. So we will discuss each and everything one by one. So first of all, we go with the monthly GSTA 3B. So the department, to give a simplicity, they have come out with the question answer where they are asking whether you want to the net, and if we say this, entire thing will be blurred and you just have to go next and the file the return. If we say the no, then there is a next question has been asked, which is saying that, okay, have you made any supply of goods or services including nil rated, exempt, non-GST supply, or receive any supply liable to RCM, which we have discussed in 3.1. Any information which we have to give in table number 3.1, then we have to say yes over here. Any supply made to interstate supply to unregistered person, composite taxable person, or UN holder. To give any information, then we have to say 3.2 yes or no, depending upon the information you have available. Any ITC information and the table number 4, you have made any receipt or you have received any nil rated, exempt, or non-GST supply, then in table number 5. Interest and late fees are automatic calculated, so we have not to fill up any yes or no over here, but you can do anything. And do you have any tax liability due to GST trans 1? It is by default no. So depending upon the question answer over there, previous screen, the table, or you can say the tab, will be highlighted over here. We can see one by one. So if I say no over here, then I have only 3.1 tab. If I say this, then I have only 2 tabs. So accordingly, the question answer, the tab will be open. So as we have discussed in the slide, so any supply made to outward taxable supply other than zero rated, nil rated or exempt have to be reported over here other than export or zero rated supply. So net taxable amount, IGST, CGST, state, SGST and cess over there. Any supply of export or SEZ or deem export with or without payment of taxes. Any outward supply, nil supply will have to report over here. Inward supply which are liable to RCM have to be reported over here, and non-GST supply. Once we fill the data over here, so for time being I'm just filling up the supply I have made over here. So to 25,000 I'm just considering 2250, 1250 and 1250. It will automatically come. So my liability will be on 25,000 rupees, 18% will be 4,500. I have divided in this three. I have not made any supply and I go to confirm. So whatever the data we have fed, it will come in outward table for the MIS purpose. Any intermediate supply made to unregistered person, we have to select over here state wise amount, net amount and taxes payable on that thing. Same way any supply made to composite taxpayer or a UIN holder. Here we have to give the ITC details. So from a bill of entry, any import goods, IGST we can put over here, cess payable, anything. Any import of a service such as hosting, anything or ocean freight, anything we have done. So first of all, we have to declare over here. And 3.1D and post that we have to give the information over here, any import of service. Apart from anything, import of goods and services, anything there on which we have paid the taxes as per RCM, then we have to give in over here. 3. ITC, IGST, CGST and SGST. Any credit which we receive from GST, we have to give the detail over here. Apart from all above 4, any credit with eligible invoice, ITC we have to declare over here. So I'm putting over here 20,500, 1250 and 1250. So it will give me over the detail over here. Any ITC which are reversed as per the rule 42, which I have declared, I have explained you while presenting my presentation, that any supply includes exempt supply or meal rated supply, then common ITC has to be reversed as per the rule 42 and the capital asset has to be reversed as per the rule 43. Will come the ITC over here. This reversal will be done month on month basis while filing the returns, and at the end of the year it has to be consolidatedly be reviewed and filed in GSTR 9. Any ITC which are liable to reverse as per rule 37 and 39 has to be filed over here. 37 for the any payment, not payment made to the supplier within the 180 days, or ISD. It means any supply input tax credit has been received by input service distributor, which has given the credit to us. He has to reverse in his GST 3B while filing the returns. So we say, for example, we here say that 100 rupees I have to reverse. So the net eligible ITC to me is 2,400 in IGST, 1250 in CGST, and SGST 1250. Any ineligible ITC under section 17.5, I say another 100 rupees. So the net available credit to me is 2,300. I confirm over here. Any exempt supply, value of exempt or nils rated or any non-GST supply have been received, have to be reported over here. And any interest and tax liability, we have to mention over here. Now for the payment, I have to proceed this payment. Once I proceed to the payment, I cannot come back and amend my return. So I'm just undo whatever I have done. So post this, you can proceed to the proceed of a payment. So over there, the screen, I am not able to go right now over here. So is it okay, Mahesh, if I don't go over there? Convener, is it okay if I'm not going to proceed to the payment?
Time is there.
No, but I cannot amend then.
Okay, okay. Do one thing. You just explain and go ahead. Or
So
you
we-
will not, you
we have
cannot go ahead
expl-
without that.
We have
Without that, you will
explained.
not be able to go.
But Jatin bhai,
You
even
just
if you do proceed
explain.
to payment, until you put your payment via through credit,
I know that, but
you will not be
okay,
able
fine.
to.
So I have to
He
fill
is
up
doing
the.
live now.
Okay, fine. So let me put over
Just
here.
try it. Yeah. Don't submit.
Yeah, don't submit. So then at least they will come to know what are the options for payments, you know.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Oh. So unless and until I don't fill in each and every table, I will not able to proceed. So I'm just untick whatever is not applicable to me. And now I'm going to proceed to payment.
Good. No.
Okay. Okay, last trail under the process. Once it's complete, then you can. Okay, the detail has to be submitted. Right? Okay, so now over here, it will show us
Good.
the cash ledger balance, a credit ledger balance, which is 2,500, which we have put in table number 4, and the liability from the, this is a cash ledger balance, and the output liabilities, which we have informed and filled in table number 3.1. So this way they will ask me and fill. Since I have the credit in my ITC, so I'm not liable to make a payment in the cash ledger. If it was there, so I'm just making 0 over here. So now I'm liable to make a payment through 2250. So from here, you can directly create a challan also, which will give the entire details. Select your payment mode and generate challan. And post the payment of the tax, it will reflect in our cash ledger. And then we can fill up the data. So it will reflect over here in cash balance, and we are liable to make the payment. Hope I'm clear till here. And then you can directly make a post and credit ledger. So it will set off and remove from my credit ledger and cash ledger, and I'm ready to file my return. Hope everyone is clear about the GSR 3B.
Yes, really means this is the rare occasion that we can have the live data and how to fill that. That was in that too within short time. But if any, just see the any chat if there any direct question to you or any questions which fill that 1 minute. I will just check.
There is an, okay. You can meanwhile check that thing, and I will must go and complete this thing.
Okay, yeah.
GSR 1 also pending.
Yeah,
So,
that also.
so I'm going to so the next one is GSR 1.
That is also possible.
So as we have discussed in the slide, table 4A, we have to give the details over here. B2B supply, DIM export, SEZ supply, everything which we have discussed in the presentation. So here we have to write down GST number. Then so I'm just write it down. Okay, it will be my name only. So just a second. So the name will be auto populated. My invoice number, the date of invoice, the value of the invoice, and just I have to mention over here the taxable amount. The tax will automatically calculated over here, and I have to just save it. It will line by line, it we have to do over here. And in table number 5, we have to give any supply made to interstate more than 2.5 lakh. So we have to write it down over here. Invoice number, date, amount, and tax rate wise. You can do through offline utility also. And if there is not much detail, then you can go online and fill it the details. Same way credit note and debit note details we have to give over here. So again, we have to write down the GST number, debit note, credit note number, original invoice against which we are giving the debit note, credit note. Previously, it was the bill to bill, debit note, credit note we have to issue. Now let us, as a notification, now we can have one credit note or debit note against a multiple invoice. So you can do it from here. It is pre-GST, or now it will be not a pre-GST regime, and we have to give the tax-wise bifurcation over here. Convener, my speed is okay, or I'm
Yes,
little bit fast?
No, 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 because timings there, no? 15 minutes are there.
Okay. So same way here,
It's very
the
important because day to day we require this.
and here we have to give the debit note or credit note pertaining to B2C large invoices, which is more than 2.5 lakh, which we have declared in table number 5. The same data what they have asked while filing the table number 5. 6 is asking the information regarding the export. Here, if you see the paper written of my presentation, in table 6, they are asking 6A, which is export, 6B regarding to the SEZ and SEZ developer, 6C DIM export or supply made to the EOU. But while filing online return, in table 6, they are asking only information of export. 6B and 6C has been covered in table number 4. Here we have to write down invoice, port code, shipping bill details, shipping bill date. This has to be matched with IceGate to claim our refund. If we are making a payment with, we are supplying the with payment of a tax to get the refund from the IceGate, and if we are supplying against LUT, so that this will has to be matched with your bill of entry while claiming the refund. So these two information are most critical, and it has to be matched with your bill of entry and the taxable supplies. Any amendment made to B2B, 9A B2C large invoice, export invoice, and registered applied. So I'm not discussing this. Only I discuss one thing so that it will give you the clear idea. Any invoices which I have issued previously, any amendment, so I can do this over here. So any revised invoice number I have issued, amount amendment, anything I can do from here. Same way debit note, credit note amendment, invoice, export invoice, etc. Here table number 7 is asking the details of B2C. Any supply made other than e-commerce, we have to give our detail over here, state wise and the rate wise. We have to write down. It will, if I select over here Maharashtra, then automatically it will convert to the CGST and SGST. So all the detail have to be filled up state wise and rate wise in table number 7 B2C. Interstate, the value should be up to 2.5 lakhs. Intrastate, within the Maharashtra, you have to inform each and every invoices, whether it is 2.5 lakh above or up to 2.5 lakhs. Here, nil rated supply I have to make, supply made to registered person, interstate, whether it was nil rated, exempted or non-GST. Registered and unregistered person. Tax liability of advance received. The detail has to be given state-wise. Here amount we have to write down. It has to be excluding tax, gross amount advance received. So sometimes what we have done in the service tax era, if we have received any amount of say 1 lakh of rupees, then the choice has been given to the dealer whether he wants to pay the taxes over and above 1 lakh rupees or it will be including 1 lakh of rupees. As per my view, it has to be including the taxes. So you have to divide 1 lakh divided by 118 percentage. So you will get a net amount and you will write it down over here. And this is 11B in advance adjustment. So any advances which we have paid and declared in previous return, and now we have raised any invoices which has been reflected in table number 4, 5 or 6, then we can do the advance adjustment from here by selecting the state amount of the advances on which we have paid the taxes. So I can just go ahead and show you the Goa, any amount which we have paid on taxes. Maybe my invoice will be 2.5 lakh, but I have paid the taxes on 1 lakh of rupees. So I will write it down 1 lakh over here, so that my outward tax liability will automatically reduce. Table 12 HSN wise details and the 13 document issued. If we have done any document issued, then we have to write it down over here. Serial number, any cancel net issue will come over here. The detail has to be as invoice from outward supply. Self invoice has to be generated for ITC to be taken credit for the any taxes paid on reverse charge basis. I think so. None of our dealer are preparing the self invoicing in most of the cases. Then kindly advise your dealer to prepare self invoicing. To take a credit, we require a self invoicing as per the section 31. At the time of assessment, all the credit against river RCM which we have taken will be disallowed if we don't have the self invoicing. So my request will be there, kindly guide your dealers to prepare the self invoicing. Any revised invoice we have made, debit note, credit note, receipt voucher, payment voucher, refund voucher, and details has to be given over here. Now same way, any amendments we have to made for the any advance received, or any amendment has to be made in adjustment of advance, or any amendment has to be made in B2C, we have to report over here. Post that you can generate GSTR 1 summary and check it out, and you can submit the return from here. So this was the failure of a GSTR 1. Now we can go with say the GSTR 2A. So you can able to see the GSTR 2A credit over here in the preview mode, and you can download the same in CSV file. GSTR 2A has been generated from the GSTR 1 of file by our supplier. Will get automatic auto populated over here. So B2B invoices, you can see over the details. The data has been filed and come over here against my GST number. Same way, any debit note or credit note we have received, any amendment has been made. So all the entire data will come over here. Online you can verify the same thing, and you can download the same thing from the GSTR portal, JSON file or Excel file, whatever your requirement. The utility has been, this utility has been developed by the GST department, is very good. Here we can come to know the difference of our output and input liabilities vis-a-vis GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B. So if any amendment or any difference is there, so you can check it out. So here my liability is to file GSTR 1 quarterly. So my quarterly liability against which whatever the data tax I have paid through GSTR 3B can be sum up and check. So here you can see that through GSTR 3B, I have paid the tax of 4 lakh of rupees. And in GSTR 1, I have only showed 3,32 lakhs. 3,32,000, sorry. So the difference we can reconcile since I have not filed the March return. So therefore the difference is still lying. Same way, whatever the ITC I have claimed through 3B and ITC lying as per supplier has been given to me a credit, which will reflect in 2A, can be seen over here. And the difference we can reconcile. There is other features are also available over here. That was a tax liability. Then any ITC credit claim due to the, you can check this thing. Your ITC claim as per 3B, auto-populated GSTR 2A, any shortfall or plus minus. And this all the report you can download. So it is good utility. So if anyone has a query, I am available to answer. Yeah, Mahesh.
Jatin bhai, there are 3-4 queries. One is given by Sejal, Sujoy. You just go through it so that people will come to know, participants will come to know.
Okay.
In the chat, you will get that.
Okay.
Some of the queries are really important.
So, okay. So I'm reading this thing. Okay. First was comment was I was a little bit fast. So still anyone has a doubt or anything can ask me. I will answer everyone queries. But there was a query from the Alia. Alia, if you have not understood anything, you can ask me. Alia, you can unmute yourself and if you have any query.
Jatin bhai, the queries which is there raised in this chat box, you take up that first instead of asking any query. In this already their queries are there.
But yeah,
in the
there is a
chat box.
query. So first
Yeah.
query is that from the Nilesh Deshpande interstate supply sale was filed correctly reported in GSTR 1. However, while filing GSTR 3B, it was reported as intrastate sales and CGST. Okay. So the remedy for this, it's like you want the practical remedy or the theoretical remedy? So the practical remedy will be you can, while filing next month GSTR 3B, you can correct that mistake while reducing your intrastate supply and add it in intrastate supply. And if you go with a theoretical query, then you have to pay the taxes and interstate and claim a refund from the department, whatever you have paid against the CGST and SGST. One of us is providing the service as a recovery agent, which is covered under the RCM. Okay, it recovery agent to bank, its main bank is recipient as a service. So file GSTR 3 return in the box, bank has to mention. So in this case, the dealer is supplying the service which are liable to RCM. My request, unmute.
Mute करा सर्वांना.
1 minute. Kela.
I have to unmute myself, right?
No, you are on mute.
Yeah. You are unmute.
Okay. So here the dealer is supplying the services which are covered under the RCM. So he has to report in GSTR 3B 3.1C, which is nil exempt supply. In that he has to report his supply. He does not have to file nil return. Because GST will be paid by the bank and it's suggested there is no option not in column not for supply liable to reverse charges. Okay.
Hello.
In which case 6.2 table and 3B will be enabled. Transaction with e-commerce, is it linked with the TDS and TCS return? Yes. The 6.2 will enable, and it is linked with the TDS and TCS return. So e-commerce operator who has collected and deducted TDS file their return will against your GST number, it will get automatically populated in your 3B return in 6.2. Adjusted with C. What about the input IGST not adjusted with the CGST? Baba, can you elaborate the query, please? I have not got this thing. Can you write down, please? The next query. If we have export and sell to SEZ, how to show them separately in 3B when you also have the other nil rated supply? So, Sejal Ben,
Yeah.
so I'm just, if I'm not mistaken, the query is like you have made an export supply and supply to SEZ.
And there is other nil rated supply also.
Okay, so the nil rated supply has to be given in 3.1C, and export and SEZ supply has to be reported in 3.1B with payment of tax or without payment of tax.
Yeah, without payment of tax, but export and SEZ we cannot show it together because when we claim for refunds, both the applications are different.
I know, but you have to be reporting the, say the, while filing the refund, you have to give a GST1 return summary, which they cross check with the 3B.
But they
When
also
you have,
want the 3B enclosed along with the refund documents. They want 3B enclosed and it has to be shown separately.
no, but as per my, because I have applied the refund application also, but we have never shown the separately. And our refund
SEZ also has the number, invoice number, which needs to be input while filing the, when you are filing the 3B. Or have to
but
be
in
given in
3,
GSTR1.
so but in 3B we don't have to give an invoice.
No, but in GSTR1, where do you show SEZ?
In GSTR1 we have to show in table number 4. There is a table number 4 while file.
So you mix SEZ and nil rated together.
No, over there is a checkbox where you have to write down tick mark if you have made any supply to SEZ.
Yeah, but if you click on that, it will show both together in the same column.
Where in 4, na?
Yes.
Yeah, it will show. Invoice wise, you have to download and give it to them.
Okay, thank you.
So if GST1 dealer can file backdated invoice date, how many month? Example, can I disclose B2B invoice for the financial 18-19 in 19-20? Up to September you can, so that other party get the credit. Post that you are liable to make a payment with interest, but the other party will not eligible for the credit. You can file and show the returns. And whether 17-18 invoice can be amended now. I doubt the invoice of 17-18 invoice cannot be amended now. The option of 17-18 amendment has been disabled by the department. And GST1 input IGST not adjusted with. So I'm not understand this query. Baba is asking me the what about the input IGST not adjusted with CGST and SGST? So here the participant is asking for the refund or what? Can you just elaborate me over here, Baba?
Baba is there, na? Hello? He's unmute.
Okay. In table 4, GST1 B2B invoice summary, what is the importance of tab uploaded by receiver, modified by receiver, rejected by receiver? Okay. So when the CGST has drafted, at that moment, the department has come out with that thing. Every dealer, after the filing GST1, will get a table, invoices reflected in GST2, where the dealer can mark received, amend, or reject that invoices. So accordingly, it will be reflected in GST1 tab. Receiver modify the details rejected details, and any invoices has been uploaded by him, which will come through us GSTR 1A, which has not been come into the existence till date. So as of now, this tab is no use. Input of IGST was earlier adjusted against the CGST and SGST, but now input IGST not adjusted against CGST. You can adjust the input of IGST against CGST and SGST, but the condition is that first you have to complete your IGST input against IGST, and anything is left, you can adjust it against CGST. So I don't think there is any problem of adjusting.
Okay.
That was the query. If anyone has another query, please unmute themselves and ask.
Okay, I don't think anybody has unmuted. So I assume that there will be. This is so good that there will not be any query, because whatever queries are there, that also you have solved. In fact, all are requested to join me in giving vote of thanks to Jatin Bhai, because this is one lecture where we have combined both the lecture as well as the workshop. All will be agree with me that this is a workshop along with the lectures, means within the prescribed time of 1 hour and 15 minutes to 20 minutes. Jatin Bhai has completed both together and given proper justice to the topic allotted to online. It was very tough to have the online demo with the live example, and he has very gracefully and very perfectly he has done that. So I request everybody, I am unmuting all. Request to all to have round of applause. Yes.
Sir, one query has been. Hello.
Now there will not be any question. You can have we'll give his number. Number is there. You note down, because we have already completed in anything. I feel that.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
Mahesh.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, Jatin Bhai.
Thank
you
you,
very
sir.
much.
I really get.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining.
Sunil Bhai was telling something. Any instruction, Sunil Bhai?
चैट बॉक्स में सुजय मेहता का मैसेज था कि I want to ask something.
So they
Sujay
can
had
ask
asked
in
you?
person.
No, let it be, sir. He has asked that. We have completed that. Individually, we can talk.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks.
convener and chairman, for all of giving me an opportunity to express myself. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Definitely. Yeah. Thank you, Jatin Bhai. Jatin Bhai, really great. Very good lecture. And both things together. Yes.
चलो bye.
Yeah.
चलो good night.
Good night. We'll talk, sir, later on.
Oh.